Hello and welcome. My name is Meepolis, they, he, she, and today we are looking at and talking about Djeliya, a West African fantasy epic by Juni, published by TKO Studios in 2021. Content notes for Andrinkra symbol that looks like a swirly version of that German World War II icon, but obviously isn't, which is noted in the text. This graphic novel is not overtly rated, and I did find it in the general adult section of my library. That said, both Goodreads and WorldCat have categorized it as young adult, and that certainly did not surprise me. Flipping to the back of the book, Juni describes themselves as, quote, what happens when the influences of 2000-era Cartoon Network enter the brain of an average Senegalese boy. Since growing up in Dakar, he has come up with several works, including the Monkey Meat comics, the Kayan and a Benny miniseries with co-writer Keenan Cornegay, as well as being featured in the publication of the Nigerian house Kugali. Djeliya is his first graphic novel, but hopefully the first of many to tackle subjects in and out of Africa. End quote. Keywords that came to mind: folklore, color, adventure, Cartoon Network nostalgia, and storytelling. The synopsis on Goodreads is, quote, inspired by West African folklore and stories handed over centuries, this unique graphic novel follows the adventures of Mansou, last prince of a dying kingdom, and Awa, his loyal Jali, or royal storyteller, as they journey to meet the great wizard who destroyed their world and then withdrew into his tower, never to be seen again. On their journey, they'll cross paths with friends and foe from myth and legend alike and revisit the traditions, tales, and stories that gave birth to their people and nurture them still. But what dark secret lies at the heart of these stories? And what purpose do their tellers truly serve? End quote. Looking at the art, it was by far the most standout part of this particular volume. Not that anything else was seriously lacking, but more so that it was just so fun and interesting, and to be fair, nostalgic and skillful. We cycle through a couple of different dramatic color palettes, and the character designs were really unique and dynamic. Writing-wise, based off of some of the more negative reviews on Goodreads, I gather this is not the most easy story to follow if you aren't already used to graphic novels. This also seems like a book not necessarily directly aimed at so-called North American audiences, and some of my peers are not used to consuming media that isn't directly aimed at spoon-feeding them. Not that that was everyone's critique. The art is not everyone's taste, for example, but I figure it's important to balance out my perspective. Gender didn't seem to be a particular focus of the story, but is fairly balanced in the seemingly most binary sense, and I'll insert my caveat that clearly queer people have existed through all time and space, but that was also not a particular focus of the story and not seemingly a point of much diversity. Race was also apparently a bit one note, but as this fills in a very important gap in general publishing trends, I don't really care. Class got a bit of focus based on the position of the main character, I guess, and I may be missing something, but ability/disability also didn't seem to come up. TLDR. Not a very character-driven story as much as an action-adventure dealing a lot with culture and creativity. To conclude, I think I will join the main chorus in rating this book 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. Bye y'all, keep reading and organize to end capitalist oppression. And as always, Literally Graphic is created on land that should be given back to the traditional landholders, which in this case is, to my knowledge, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, Anishinaabe people, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat Nation.